reproduction and why it's so hard and difficult to get it right. I'm currently in a situation where I can see so much of my original artwork getting lost in translations before I print it, and it's something that I'm trying to get better at. And one of the things that I want to show you guys was some of the original art for the Earth Day comic that I published, created by the homie Mike. He sent me some of the original artwork. He sent me 2 pages actually, and I want to kind of show how in the end a lot of it gets lost and the original art always just looks, I think, crisper and better. And I know it's not only Feral Comics. I've seen that a lot of the original artwork for Frank Miller's Sin City as well got lost in translation, and it's just one of those things that I think it's really hard to get really good production, and it's its own skill in its own way. And that's one of those things that as you begin to build a bigger apparatus, you might want to get someone specifically just for that reproduction, because you know you can only lose so much before it doesn't hit the same way it did when you were making it. But let's go ahead and peep out this original art real quick. So here we go, you guys. One of many, but I have original comic book art from different cartoonists and zinesters that I enjoy a lot, and I've never looked at, I've never really looked at it on the channel, but I really have been wanting to get into this because I've been really trying to get better at reproduction and trying to get better at not losing anything through the process from the original art to the printing of the zine. A prime example of that really led me to kind of really start trying to figure this out was my latest Feral Comics, The Punch Drunk Zen. What you see here printed looks nothing like the original page. The ink washes came out a lot stronger. I had 2 different tones that I was using, but it looks like only one came out. And like, so even here you see some of it getting lost. Look at this ink wash. This was a full wash, and look how it looks on the printed page. And I've seen some of this with like Sin City and other cartoonists like of major proportions, that it makes me kind of just wonder, like, how do you get better at that? Even this one where I tried to basically show you guys what the pencils versus the blue line inked versus the clean version before I added ink washes and zips, and like this pencil page completely got lost in translation. And these are 2 pages that I got from Mike Leeler, the creator of Feral Comics Earth Day Special. Out of print, but definitely was a fun project to have created, and definitely loved the homie's work a lot. So let's go ahead and peep this out. So this was the cover page to the Earth Day Special. And here goes the printed page. I'm actually really happy with the way this one was printed. There's certain things that I was happy to see really didn't get lost in translation. One of them was this. Right, so he uses a lot of white tones on this, a lot of white media to really translate certain things, and this is one of them. Like this cascading shadow here, I thought was very interesting. And although it didn't print exactly like that, you can see here that it wasn't completely lost in translation. If you notice here as well, his use of white media here to kind of signify like this sun ray hitting this individual, it also didn't get lost in translation. And you can see it here how he cut through some of the lines with the white media to kind of emphasize that. So this page here is definitely one of them that I saw the original art. I'm glad that the homie sent this to me, and when I looked at the reproduction of it, I definitely enjoyed it. So that's one of those pages where like everything goes right. But let me show you one of the ones where things go wrong. So here goes the original. Look at this beautiful piece of art, man. This is just, it's just beautiful. It's amazingly well done. All right. To this is what I ended up printing. And I printed it with these like yellow hues because I just wanted to keep it as authentic and raw, and this was the only way I could get a portion of the ink washes out. But like if you look at the sun here versus the sun on the actual page, I mean we can tell right there off the back. And look at the antlers. The antlers have ink washes on them, but on the printed page there are no ink washes. Look at the pants. That's another thing where completely got lost in translation. The boots. Here goes one that for me really messed with me. So if you can see kind of like these clouds here, right, and those cross hatchet lines, they look way better in the original. Right, the white media that was used on the knee, that you can see clearly on the original, absolutely gets lost in the reproduction. And that's why some of this reproduction stuff is something that I have to learn and get better at, because I don't want to keep losing what I see on the original page. Right, going back to this, like something as simple as the ink washes coming through on the page got lost in translation. And I don't know if that's a scanner's issue or if it's something that I'm doing wrong in the settings to the programs that I'm using, but whatever it is, it's something that I got to figure out. Definitely fun to look through some original art. I am definitely going to frame these suckers up as part of my little reorganizing, decluttering stage that I'm in. So definitely will be buying the boards or whatever and putting those up on the wall somewhere. Really appreciate the original art. I actually saved so much original art that you guys send me. Always appreciate that shit, man. So if you guys make it and you want to send it to me, you want someone that's gonna, you know, save it like a hoarder, send it my way. Now, beyond that, anyone that's interested in the Earth Day comic book zine, that is no longer being printed. That is out of print. Really had a good time with that project. Definitely love the homie for it. The homie has shown up on some of the other Feral Comics issues. And don't forget, there will be a link in the show notes to the Feral Comics project, the comic book zine anthology that I publish. Get a single issue, your subscription, whatever you're choosing. And beyond that, thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Lates.